Welcome back to United HQ View, where we bring you the most explosive Manchester United analysis you'll find anywhere on YouTube. I'm your host, and if you thought you'd seen everything this season, think again, because what unfolded at Old Trafford against Chelsea was absolute madness that had even Fabrizio Romano scrambling to keep up with the breaking news. Hold on to your seats, Red Devils faithful, because in the next 15 minutes, we're about to dissect one of the wildest Premier League encounters of the 2025-26 season, a match that had everything. We're talking about a goalkeeper sent off after just 5 minutes, two teams reduced to 10 men before halftime, goals flying in, and a finish so nerve-wracking that even the most seasoned United fans were questioning their blood pressure. But here's what everyone's missing in their hot takes and social media rants. This wasn't just about the drama, the red cards, or the controversial decisions that have Rio Ferdinand calling out referees and Gary Neville questioning Premier League consistency. This match revealed something much deeper about Ruben Amorim's project, about where this United team truly stands, and about whether we're witnessing the beginning of something special or another false dawn. From Casemiro's brilliant goal to his inexcusable sending off, from Bryan Mbeumo's electrifying performance that left Chelsea's defense in shambles, to the tactical masterclass that saw us hold firm with 10 men against a desperate Chelsea side, we're breaking down every single moment that mattered. And trust me, there were plenty. We've got the inside scoop on what Jason Wilcox really thinks about this rebuild, the real story behind those player ratings that have fans divided, and the tactical decisions that could define our entire season. Plus, we'll reveal why this victory against Chelsea might be the catalyst that transforms United's campaign from disappointment to genuine title contention. Whether you're here for the controversial refereeing decisions, the player-by-player breakdowns that no other channel dares to give you this honestly, or you just want to understand what this all means for our upcoming fixtures against Brentford and beyond, you're in the right place. So hit that like button if you're ready for the most comprehensive United analysis on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. And let's dive deep into a match that proved once again why Manchester United remains the most compelling story in world football. This is United HQ View, and we're just getting started. Welcome back to United HQ View, your go-to spot for all things Manchester United. I'm your host, and today we are diving deep into one of the most dramatic Premier League clashes we have seen this season, Manchester United versus Chelsea at Old Trafford. If you caught the game, you know it was a roller coaster from the first whistle, packed with goals, controversy, and 2 red cards that completely flipped the script. We ended the first half with United leading 2-0, but both teams down to 10 men. It is the kind of match that keeps fans talking for days, and that is exactly what we're going to do here, break it down piece by piece, analyze the key moments, and connect it to the bigger picture for United's campaign in the 2025-26 season. First off, let's set the scene. It is September 20th, 2025, and Old Trafford is buzzing under the lights for this Saturday showdown. United, under the guidance of Ruben Amorim, have been showing signs of real progress this season, blending tactical discipline with that classic Red Devils flair. Chelsea, on the other hand, arrived with their usual mix of youthful energy and big money talent, looking to spoil the party. But things escalated quickly, and by halftime, the game had turned into a battle of survival rather than skill. The drama started early, just 5 minutes in, when Chelsea's goalkeeper Robert Sánchez made a reckless decision outside his penalty area. Bryan Mbeumo, United's sharp forward, was through on goal, bearing down with intent. Sánchez, in a moment of panic, hacked him down, denying what looked like a clear goal-scoring opportunity. The referee had no hesitation. Straight red card for Sánchez. It was a professional foul, plain and simple, and it left Chelsea scrambling to reorganize with a backup keeper between the sticks. According to the rules, this kind of denial of a goal-scoring opportunity warrants a one-match ban, which Sánchez will serve in Chelsea's midweek Carabao Cup tie against Lincoln City. For United, it was the perfect start, a man advantage right out of the gate, and they capitalized brilliantly. United wasted no time pressing their numerical edge. The midfield clicked, the wings stretched Chelsea, and soon enough, the goals came. First, it was Bruno Fernandes, our Portuguese maestro, slotting home with his trademark composure. Then, enter Casemiro, the Brazilian warrior who has been the backbone of United's engine room since joining from Real Madrid back in 2022. He powered in the second goal, a clinical finish that had Old Trafford erupting. But here is where the plot thickens, folks. Casemiro was already on a yellow card from earlier in the half, a booking for a tactical foul that, in hindsight, might have been avoidable but showed his commitment to breaking up play. As we approached first-half stoppage time, the tension was palpable. Chelsea, despite being a man down, were pushing for a way back, and André Santos, their young midfielder on loan from somewhere or another, no, actually, Santos is part of their squad this season, was breaking forward near the halfway line. Casemiro, ever the enforcer, went in for the challenge. It was a holding offense, as the Premier League later clarified, where he tugged Santos back, stopping what they deemed a promising attack. The referee, Peter Banks, pulled out the second yellow without a second thought, and just like that, Casemiro was off. United's dismay was immediate, players protesting, fans groaning, but the decision stood. Now, let's pause here and dig into the official explanation because this is where the analysis really starts. The Premier League released a statement via their Match Center social media account, confirming the red card was for that second yellow on the holding foul. Importantly, there was no VAR involvement. As per protocol, second yellows are not reviewable by VAR unless it is a case of mistaken identity or something extreme. So, no tech intervention, just the ref's on-field call. And because it was a sending off for two bookable offenses, United have no grounds to appeal. Casemiro faces a one-match suspension, meaning he will miss next weekend's early kick-off against Brentford away. But the silver lining? He will be back in action the following weekend when United host Sunderland on October 4th. That is crucial because Sunderland, newly promoted or not, will be a test, and having Casemiro marshalling the midfield could make all the difference. Was the decision fair? That is the question burning up fan forums and pundit panels right now. Rio Ferdinand, a United legend and no stranger to tough tackles himself, called it harsh on his post-match analysis. He argued that in the heat of the game, with Chelsea pressing, Casemiro was just doing his job to protect the lead. I tend to agree to an extent. Rio knows the game inside out, having won everything with United. But let's be objective here. Casemiro has a history with cards in the Premier League. Remember, before joining United, he had never seen a red card in his professional career, racking up over 500 appearances without one. But since arriving in England, he has picked up 4 reds, including this one. There was the one against Crystal Palace in 2023 for a clash with Will Hughes, another against Southampton that same year for a studs-up challenge, and others that highlighted how the Premier League's officiating can be stricter on physicality than La Liga or the Champions League. Daily Mail, UK. Looking back at those incidents, there is a pattern. Casemiro thrives on aggression, on being the disruptor who breaks up opposition moves before they build momentum. It is what made him a 5-time Champions League winner with Real Madrid. But in the Premier League, where VAR scrutinizes every contact and refs are quick on the whistle, that style has cost him. In this Chelsea game, the first yellow was for a cynical pull earlier on, and the second, while perhaps soft, did halt a counter that could have led to danger. André Santos was in space, and Casemiro clipped him from behind. Harsh. Maybe. Reckless. Absolutely, especially when already booked. As a veteran at 33 years old, you would expect him to read the situation better, maybe shepherd the player instead of committing. But that is Casemiro, all or nothing, and it is why we love him, even if it bites us sometimes. Now, let's talk impact. Losing Casemiro for even one game is a blow. He has been instrumental this season, with his passing range, leadership, and ability to shield the back four. Stats-wise, in the games he has started, United's win rate jumps significantly, and their goals conceded drop. Without him against Brentford, who are no pushovers at home, Amorim will need to shuffle the pack. Options. Kobbie Mainoo could step up. The young Englishman has been impressing with his composure. Or perhaps Manuel Ugarte, the Uruguayan who joined last summer, could get a nod for his similar tenacious style. It is a chance for squad depth to shine, but make no mistake, Brentford will target that midfield vulnerability. On the flip side, Chelsea face their own headaches. Sanchez's red means they rely on their deputy in goal for the cup game, but more importantly, it exposed their defensive frailties early. Mbeumo, who was felled, has been in fine form for United this season, and that incident could have swung the momentum even more if not for Casemiro's dismissal evening things up. Pundits are already debating if the ref's calls balanced out, with Chelsea's early red perhaps influencing the decision on Casemiro to keep the game competitive. Conspiracy theories aside, it is just the nature of high-stakes football. Connecting this to broader updates, let's look at what is being said right now. On social media, particularly X, fans are divided. Some United supporters are fuming, calling it a refereeing scandal, with posts like, "How is that even a yellow?" The Chelsea player throws his body into Casemiro. Others admit it was impulsive, noting Casemiro should have been smarter on a booking. Chelsea fans, meanwhile, are mixed, some celebrating the equalizer in numbers, others acknowledging their own early mishap. One post summed it up: Chelsea fans celebrating Casemiro red card like they were going to come back and win anyway. It is classic rivalry banter, but it highlights how these moments fuel the passion. At Stephen_Diamond. Punditry-wise, beyond Ferdinand, Gary Neville on Sky Sports questioned the consistency, pointing out similar challenges go unpunished elsewhere. And in the press, reports are emphasizing the wild first half, with headlines like Sánchez and Casemiro sent off in a wild first half. It is all fresh, with the game still ongoing as we record this, but early indications suggest United held firm in the second half, potentially securing 3 points that could propel them up the table. Sky Sports, Telegraph.com. Zooming out, this match fits into United's season narrative. After a rocky start last year, Amorim has instilled a sense of resilience. Wins against top sides like this could be pivotal in chasing European spots or even a title push, though it is early days. Casemiro's role cannot be understated. He is the glue, but his disciplinary record is a concern. In 2025 alone, he has faced suspensions, including one from international duty with Brazil where he returned early to train at Carrington. It shows his dedication, flying back immediately to prepare for club duties. Sun, UK. For context, let's compare to past Reds. Take the 2023 Southampton incident, where Casemiro was sent off for a high challenge, missing key games including a derby. It hurt United then, leading to a dip in form. Or the Crystal Palace one, where he grabbed an opponent, similar to the Hughes incident. Each time, the team adapted, but it exposed vulnerabilities. Fans and analysts alike noted how English refs seem harsher on him, with one commentator saying he had no red cards before United. Now it is like they are targeting his style. At Rob Dawson ESPN at UTDMA_. Moving forward, what does this mean for United's upcoming fixtures? Next up is that trip to Brentford on September 27th. The Bees are tough at the G-Tech Community Stadium, with their high press and set-piece threats. Without Casemiro, Amorim might opt for a more conservative setup, perhaps pairing Mbeumo with Fernandes in a deeper role. Then, October 4th brings Sunderland to Old Trafford. The Black Cats, if they are pushing for survival or mid-table, will be organized, but with Casemiro back, United should dominate possession and create chances. In the longer term, this incident underscores the need for discipline in a packed schedule. United are also in the Europa League, where Casemiro avoided a ban earlier this year after yellows were wiped before finals. That is a boost, but domestically, avoiding needless cards is key. Amorim, in his post-match comments, likely echoed frustration but praised the team's response, as he has done in similar situations. UTD District, UK. To keep you engaged, let's think about the what-ifs. What if Casemiro had pulled out of that challenge? Chelsea might have broken through, but United could have maintained 11 men and cruised to victory. Or what if Sánchez had not committed that foul? The game might have been more open, but United's early pressure suggests they would have scored anyway. These hypotheticals are what make football endless debate fodder. Fan reactions are pouring in. One ex-user joked, Casemiro intentionally got a red card so people do not say we won because Chelsea played with only 10 men. Another lamented, that was so unbelievably stupid from Casemiro. Gives the ref a decision to make. It shows the emotional roller coaster we all ride. At Bad Manforex at Utgossip. Wrapping this up, but not before emphasizing why moments like this build trust in our analysis here at United HQ View. We stick to facts, draw from reliable sources like the Premier League's own statements, and connect the dots without hype or fabrication. Casemiro's red was a turning point in a game that showcased United's grit, but it also highlights areas for improvement. As we look ahead, the team has the squad to cope, and with players like Casemiro leading by example off the pitch during his ban, brighter days are coming. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Was the red harsh or deserved? Until next time, glory glory Man United. Welcome back to United HQ View, the ultimate hub for all things Manchester United. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into a thrilling Premier League clash that at Old Trafford rocking Manchester United's hard-fought 2-1 victory over Chelsea. This wasn't just any win, it was our second of the season, and it came packed with drama, red cards, goals, and moments that will have fans talking for weeks. If you're a Red Devil supporter, Stick around because we're breaking it all down player by player, analyzing the tactics, the highs, the lows, and how this result fits into the bigger picture under Ruben Amorim. We'll keep it real, based on what we saw on the pitch and the latest buzz from reliable sources. Let's get into it. First off, let's set the scene. Old Trafford was buzzing on this Saturday afternoon, with United desperate for points after a shaky start to the campaign. Chelsea, on the other hand, arrived as one of the form teams, unbeaten in their opening matches and looking sharp under their manager. But football has a way of flipping the script, and that's exactly what happened here. The game exploded early when Chelsea's goalkeeper Robert Sánchez was sent off just 5 minutes in for wiping out Bryan Mbeumo as the last man. That red card changed everything, giving United a numerical advantage they capitalized on quickly. Bruno Fernandes poked home the opener in the 14th minute, and Casemiro doubled the lead with a header in the 37th. But drama struck again as Casemiro picked up a second yellow right before halftime, evening the numbers at 10 versus 10. Chelsea pulled one back through Trevoh Chalobah in the 80th minute, setting up a nervy finish, but United held on for a crucial 3 points. This win lifts some of the gloom around the club, as reports from the match highlight. Now, let's talk about why this victory matters. It's not just about the result, it's about the grit United showed. After a tough run, including draws and losses that left us mid-table, this performance against a top side like Chelsea signals potential progress under Amorim. The Portuguese boss has been under scrutiny since taking over, with calls for patience amid a rebuild. As Manchester United's director of football Jason Wilcox recently noted in an interview, there's no quick fix to the club's issues, and he hopes for time to implement changes. That's the context we're operating in, a squad blending new faces with established stars, still finding their rhythm. This match showed flashes of what could be, but also exposed areas needing work, like discipline and defending set pieces. Let's start our player-by-player breakdown with the man between the sticks, Altay Bayındır. Rated a solid 6 out of 10, Bayındır had a relatively quiet first half, mainly needing to stay warm and alert as Chelsea struggled to create after going down to 10 men. He had no chance with Chalobah's goal, which came from a corner where our defense switched off. But overall, this was a steady outing for the Turkish keeper, who has been deputizing amid questions about our goalkeeping depth. Bayındır's distribution was decent, helping launch counters, but he could have been more commanding on crosses. In the broader picture, with Andre Onana facing criticism in recent games, Bayındır's performance here might earn him more trust. Fans on social media are praising his calmness, with one post noting how he kept composed despite the late pressure. Moving to the backline, Matthijs de Ligt earned a 7, and deservedly so. The Dutch defender was dominant defensively and even pushed forward after Sanchez's dismissal, supplementing the attack from deep. His reading of the game was spot on, intercepting passes and winning aerial duels. De Ligt has been a key signing, bringing that Ajax pedigree, and this match showed why Amorim rates him. Paired with Harry Maguire, who also got a 7 in his first league start of the season, the centre-back duo looked solid. Maguire relished the battles with Chelsea's forwards like João Pedro, using his physicality to good effect. It's a shame he was subbed off, as the defense felt more vulnerable afterward. Maguire's recall was a tactical move by Amorim, and it paid off, making United tougher at the back. Discussions online highlight how Maguire's experience stabilized the line, especially after recent leaky performances. On the left, Luke Shaw also picked up a 7. It was a contentious start for him given fitness concerns, but Shaw proved his worth with a crucial block that led to the second goal and a great recovery tackle. His physicality limited Chelsea's threats down that flank, and he overlapped effectively. Shaw has had injury issues, but when fit, he's vital for balance. Noussair Mazraoui mirrored that on the right with another 7, showing a big improvement from the derby loss. Usually reluctant in attack, Mazraoui was ever present in the final third, key to build-ups and providing width. His versatility as an inverting fullback has been a talking point in recent analyses, setting traps for opponents. This defensive unit, rated mostly 7s, didn't instill confidence with 7 defensive-minded players in the lineup, but they started like a house on fire. Into midfield, where Casemiro gets a 5, and it's a mixed bag. His goal was brilliant, a header bookended by 2 yellow cards that led to his sending off. The first for a needless foul on Enzo Fernandes, the second for pulling back Andre Santos brainlessly. Casemiro's experience is invaluable, but his discipline cost us, forcing a reshuffle. Post-match chatter questions if he's past his peak, with some fans pointing to similar issues in prior games. Bruno Fernandes, however, was inspirational with an 8. His role might not always get the headlines, but here he timed his run perfectly for the opener and was proactive throughout. Fernandes steered home the first goal, erupting Old Trafford, as Sky Sports highlighted. As captain, he leads by example, and this performance reinforces his status as United's heartbeat. Patrick Dorgu, on a 6, had better understanding with Ahmad than in the City game, guiding a superb header for Fernandes' goal. But he was defensively slack at times, leaving gaps. Dorgu is still adapting, and his potential shines through, but consistency is key. Bryan Mbeumo, man, what a display, an 8 well earned. Magisterial from the start, he nearly scored before drawing the red card from Sánchez, and Chelsea couldn't handle him. Mbeumo's pace and directness were game-changers, with his flick on for the red card incident pivotal. Recent buzz has him as a breakout star, and this match backs that up. Ahmad got a 7, causing problems with his movement and adapting well to a wider role in the second half. His link-up with Dorgu improved, and he's becoming a reliable option on the wing. Benjamin Sesko, also 7, impressed with his movement, pinning defenders and providing the flick from Mbeumo's run that led to the red. Tactically withdrawn after Casemiro's red, Sesko shows why he's a promising forward, though he needs more service. Now, the subs. Manuel Ugarte came on to fill the Casemiro void, rated 6, and did a job anchoring midfield. Mason Mount, also 6, was industrious, pressing high and linking play. Matthijs Cunha got a 7 for his hard work, taking the game away from Chelsea with energy. Lenny Yoro, however, a 5, as he allowed Chalobah to score from that corner, a defensive lapse that nearly cost us. Kobbie Mainoo had a late cameo, rated 6, bringing composure. Speaking of Mainoo, there's chatter about United potentially offering him plus cash for a Real Madrid star, but remember, that's just a rumor from transfer talk circles, nothing confirmed, so take it with a pinch of salt. We wouldn't want to lose a talent like him without solid reasons. Manager Ruben Amorim gets a 7. The lineup with 7 defensive players raised eyebrows, but United started explosively, and the first half was near perfect until Casemiro's red. Most changes were logical, though taking off Maguire was questionable. Amorim named his side earlier, as reported, and this win eases pressure. In the wider context, Amorim is building, but as Wilcox said, it takes time. Fans are divided, with some ex-posts calling for more attacking flair, others praising the resilience. Zooming out, this match echoes United's historical edge over Chelsea, with head-to-head stats showing us winning 2 of the last 5, drawing 2, losing 1. But Chelsea's first loss this season stings for them, as posts note. For United, it's a boost ahead of fixtures like Brentford. Tactically, exploiting errors was key, as in Casemiro's goal from a James mistake. Chelsea's manager Maresca overreacted with early subs, pulling wingers for defenders, which backfired. United controlled despite the red, but set-piece defending needs fixing. What does this mean for the season? It could spark a run, building confidence. Players like Fernandes and Mbeumo are stepping up, while youth like Mainoo offer hope. But discipline issues, like Casemiro's, recur, as seen in past analyses. The squad is a mix, young talents needing time, veterans out of form, no specialist left back yet. Patience is crucial, as Wilcox prays for. In fan reactions, X is alive with debates. Who was man of the match? Many say Fernandes or Ligt. Some criticize Amorim, but this win quiets doubters temporarily. Chelsea fans argue it would have been different 11v11, but facts are facts. Wrapping up, this 2-1 win is a step forward, blending fight and quality. Stay tuned to United HQ View for more breakdowns. What did you think of the game? Drop comments below, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Until next time, glory Man United.